Hey guys, it's me Jay or DA and welcome to this random video where because of a content shortage at the moment I'm currently editing some Arma 3 which is about 2 hours worth of footage. I'm editing and doing some stuff with the U-Wing build and the Imperial stuff. I'm kind of doing lots of stuff in the background for survival and whatever else. So I'm kind of struggling for content for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my sort of bedroom tour, because I am still living with my parents obviously, so I have one room to myself, but it is kind of like my perfect work and office space. So what we'll do is we'll head on in and I'll show you some of the cool things about my room. So let's get to it. Okay, so we have the door, which leads into the bedroom, obviously, and yeah, this is my room. Can't really show you too much from afar, but this is it. So I have quite a lot of stuff. It's actually it's remarkably tidy in here, and I've got my bed here as well. But yeah, starting off, I'll start with this bedside cabinet of stuff. I actually have a Predator statue which was bought from off my parents, and it's made completely out of ground up fish bone and then cast into this really cool thing, and then they've kind of added accents of colour on and stuff. It looks really cool. It comes with like a cool base with skulls. Now when this got back from where my mum and dad bought it from, which I think was Tenerife, its legs broke. His feet actually snapped off the stand, so I had to get some contact adhesive and put it back together because super glue just wasn't cutting it. Now, I've got my bedside cabinet, which has just got all my odds and sods in, just bits and bobs, and we've got all my chargers down there for stuff. Then we've got my setup, my glorious setup, which is absolutely fantastic now. Now for you guys, you probably won't know this at all because I've kind of kept it under wraps. I bought some new screens for my PC as well as a dual VESA mount, which means I've actually bolted these two 24-inch curved monitors onto my desk, which gives me shed loads of space. And I'll just show you the curve on them. They are really curvy, which is cool. I think it's 1800mm curve on it, which is pretty cool. My Nvidia is actually telling me I have an update available for my graphics card. But yeah, I've got my keyboard and mouse, which are all set up, on my phone, and then we've also got the U-Wing, which is kind of tucked up under here at the moment because that is something I'm working on and constantly need to look at. So I've got it down here. Once that's used and finished with, what it'll do is it'll probably find its way onto one of these many shelves with all my other odds and ends on. Now I've got a bit of a nerd shelf here. I call it a nerd shelf. It's the tiniest shelf in the world. I've got my Google Daydream headset, which came on my phone, which is quite cool to play on. I can't really record the footage because it is in the dual eye sort of view, but it's really cool either way. I would recommend it if you're getting the Google Pixel to go with that as well. I've got my glasses because I do have to wear glasses unfortunately, and they are very annoying. And then I've got my GoPro Hero 4 up here and my Game Boy, which I don't think actually has any cartridges in yet, or at all. No, you can tell how old it is by how bad well, the silver's actually peeling off the sticker, which is pretty weird. Then we've got my Space Pen, which is a pen that floats in this stand, and then you just pop it out and it is a pen. It's called the Space Pen. And yeah, there are actually pens I want to get that you can use upside down, which are pretty damn cool. And I've got my odds and ends in terms of bracelets and stuff that I wear. I like all this Viking stuff. So I've got all these things with like weird Viking stories being told on the side of them and stuff, which is pretty cool. Then I've got my keys and my headset hanging up there, my Rode mic there, which is an absolutely fantastic mic to get. I would seriously recommend it. And then I've got mounds of other stuff in terms of statues and things that I've collected over months and many years of collecting games and things. And then I've also got my Millennium Falcon and my Republic gunship up here, which is quite cool. And then my other nerd shelf around here with my Pip-Boy on, which is in the box. That's quite expensive now. You can't buy them anymore, so you can only buy them used or some sado who hasn't actually opened the box. So yeah, that was for Fallout. It's really quite cool actually. I like the box and everything. It's really good for sort of just displaying And then we've got kind of like where I tend to lie right there and basically play on my Xbox 360. Yeah, I know, I'm such a freaking hipster, it's unreal. I still own a 360, but that 360 right there is the best in my opinion, because it's just survived and lasted so long, and I just play it on my little TV here. This TV was actually the TV that I used to use for my PC, but since I sorted that out, I can play them on this, which is really cool. And then I've got my paintball marker that's tucked up on the side in my gun bag, which is kind of sad because I don't really go paintballing anymore for reasons that I'm just too unfit for it. I don't think I've got as much motivation for it as I thought I did. Then we sort of open up this cupboard of stuff. Now behind it is my actual internet cable. Basically my internet cable runs from down here. It goes along. It goes up. No, it goes down. Sorry, it stays down and goes along, and then it comes around here and goes up, and then back down again. The reason why it went up is because it wouldn't fall any further down the back end of this wardrobe, which is a backless one, and it was just a little bit weird. But this is where I keep all of my other bits of Lego and various whiskey drinks. I have a whiskey cabinet in my wardrobe. How cool am I? Then I've got more Lego down here. Somebody requested that I try and build that in Imperium, which is a really cool idea, and I really would like to do that because I have shitloads of models of stuff. I even have a mini Falcon, look at that, it's beautiful. Then we move on to the bottom section down here, which is a great place to be because this is where all my figures are. Now I am going to zoom, I'm going to break my own rule, and I'm actually going to zoom in to some of the characters down here because I have loads of clones and stuff and pilots. I even have a Jar Jar Binks. That Jar Jar Binks was the first ever Jar Jar Binks they ever included in a set. Let's grab him. I've got a freaking ammo droid as well. So this Jar Jar Binks doesn't actually have painted eyes, and that was one of the first ones they made, and it was really cool. And it's worth quite a bit of money, to be honest. I mean, for a Lego figure, I think it's worth about £20 or something stupid. It's just a Lego figure. I've got all my R2-D2s at the back, and then I'm just working around the General Grievous spaceship there, and then I've also got my other droids and baddies on the other side. But I mean, I've actually got like shitloads of Ahsoka Tano's. I've got 3 of them. It's just bonkers. And then I've got various other odds and ends at the bottom, like that fan. That fan, when it gets really hot in here, because my bedroom, when the sun sets, beams in here. But when it does, I've got that fan, and that fan is a godsend. It literally keeps me alive. But yeah, that wardrobe is pretty cool. The next wardrobe I have is for obvious things, for all my clothes and stuff. It's pretty tidy actually. For a male, I'm not that bad. I have all this stuff under here. I've got some other odds and ends down there for like cosplay just down there. I've actually got my Assassin's Creed blade. But then we've got going off, we've just got my t-shirts, and then all my shirts, work tops, and everything else. So yeah, it's a pretty comfortable space to be in, to be honest. I've only recently sort of kitted this out because I didn't really have a lot of space, and unfortunately a certain person has now moved out. But it does mean that I have a lot more space to myself, and I'll be honest, I like my space. I really do. In fact, I can probably enjoy my own space probably too much. But no, it's a pretty good room. Oh no, I forgot to show you this as well. That is something that I actually drew on sort of like Autodesk SketchUp. That was a picture originally of I think it's one of the samurai guys off of 300, and I was like, I want to draw that, so I did. And I did it all on the computer with the tablet, and it's really cool. Oh, there's one more thing I need to show you. I need to show you my really cool drawer next to my computer, because if I open this up and take out my drawing tablet, I have this really cool drawer with foam. Ooh. And this is just my odds and ends drawer again. I have lots of odds and ends. And I have my 2 Xbox controllers. I have my Xbox One controller, which is wireless, that I can hook up to my PC if I ever need it. Fortunately, I'm actually getting used to the fact that I don't need a controller anymore for playing stuff. Like, I thought I was going to need one for what's the game? Mass Effect. And I didn't. The new Mass Effect does have control support, but I didn't need it. I really didn't need it because I'm used to keyboard and mouse, which is good. Then I also have my Vernier, or as some people would call them, a Verynear, and depends on who's using them. Now, these are what I use a lot in where I work, because I'm a production engineer, and when we have like quality issues and stuff, you just use these to get a rough estimate, or I say rough estimate, a rough measurement of sizes and whatever, and you can use them quite well. And I had one from work that I reconditioned because it was a little bit knackered, but I reconditioned it and actually changed the this piece up here, and I had to replace the battery and tinker around with some of the internals, but it works, and it does just what I need it to do. And then I have lots of these little tiny helmets that I bought from Scotland. There's like a whole set of them, and they're really, really cool. They're just like I think like just chrome plated sort of metal, and they're just cast, and they're really cool. I need to find a place to put them up, but I'm not really sure. I have a mini sword that one day I will sharpen and make it a letter opener, because I think it'd be really cool. I do have a second sword up on top of that wardrobe up there. You can probably just see it poking out where the sword is. That's the second one. It does have a sheath with it, with that one. But this one, it was a funny story with that. I bought the one, but the one with the sheath in and the stand actually came with a second one, and it wasn't meant to, but I managed to play the whole customer's always right thing. If it's in the box, that's what I get. So I managed to get that one for free. And then, because I am a Lord of the Rings fan, I do have, again, something bought from Scotland, which is the one and only ring. And it does have the engraving on and whatever, but you can barely see it in this light because of all the light pinging off of it. And I'll be honest, it's quite a shallow engrave, so it's a little bit tricky to see on camera as well as just from afar. So yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? I hope you think it was. Another thing that I'm just going to mention is, yes, I have a chair. Yes, it's shaped like a racing seat, but it's nothing special. Literally, if anyone wants to buy a chair, don't go to like GT Omega unless they sponsor me please, and then get me a chair. But this chair literally from Argos cost me like £60, and it's really comfortable and really good, and no, it's really, really cool. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. I know it's been a bit of a weird video. You don't normally see my face too much, and you've seen a lot of it this week, but you know, I'm working on stuff in the background, and I figured may as well just show you guys around where I do all the YouTubey things, which I'll be honest is quite a comfortable and tidy place to work, and it's comfortable. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, you know the button is. Comment for anything you want to see, any videos you want me to do, Q&As, whatever, and I'll see you guys later.